everybody. My name is Winnie Wu, Program Director here at the Selfhelp Benjamin Rosendahl Prince Street Older Adult Center. Our goal here is to help our members live with independence and dignity. We have more than 3,000 members providing daily meals, activities, field trips, case assistance, monthly food pantry, and educational presentations, among others. So I am grateful to our elected officials who are here today for their concern and attention to this critical matter affecting our members. Thank you Congresswoman Grace Meng, Assemblywoman Lily Rosick, and Assemblyman Ron Kim for your willingness to help our older adults in the community. So our social service department has been helping our members recover losses from the food stamps and other credit card scams. Recently, we have seen an exponential growth in the victims of food stamp scams. In February 2024 alone, our caseworkers has helped more than 20 seniors file for close to $10,000 of food stamp scams. And we have some of our workers here today who are working very hard following up on these scams. They are here today as well to learn from our local officials and the Precinct 109, the Crime Prevention Unit, so they can stay on top of the latest information and help our members better. So on behalf of our members and everyone else who has fallen victim of these food stamp scams, I want to thank Congresswoman Meng, Assemblywoman Rosick, and Kim for their leadership on this issue, helping our older adults in the Flushing community. So how about let's welcome Congresswoman Grace Meng.
Of course, Assemblywoman Neely Rosick, her and her team practically live here. So it's great to be here with them. And it's not just doing this event with two government colleagues, but Ron is the chairman of the Aging Committee, and Neely is the chairwoman of the Consumer Protection Committee. So these are two very crucial leaders in this fight against scams against our senior citizens. And of course, thank you to Officer Blauvich from the 109th Precinct's Crime Prevention Unit. Fighting for our seniors has always been a top priority of mine, and that includes protecting all of you from scams. Some of you have shared your personal stories with us and our offices. Criminals often consider older adults to be vulnerable and easy targets, which is why they constantly prey upon them with scams and other types of fraud. These include identity theft, telephone schemes, and online scams, among other things. These unconscionable acts make it essential for older adults to do all that they can to protect themselves from being ripped off and preventing their money or personal information from being stolen. To avoid being a victim, seniors must be aware of the schemes that are perpetrated by those who seem to take advantage of them. We cannot let our guard down and always need to be on the alert for these fraudsters. Just this week, as you saw in the newspaper, a Flushing man was arrested for defrauding $628,000 from seniors all across the country. One of the widespread scams that I've been working on for many years is something called spoofing. We've talked about it here before. It's when you get a phone call and you think it's the police department, like the 109th, or you think it's the IRS or Social Security Administration. And they say that they're with one of these agencies and then convince people to wire money or give them their personal information. And I have passed legislation into law that makes this practice illegal, because some of these calls were actually still legal in this country, and we're working with the Department of Justice to actually provide funding to enhance the technology so that these scammers can actually be caught. Another scam that Winnie and my colleagues here have talked about a lot is the skimming, particularly for our SNAP benefits. This is when a thief secretly installs a device on a card reader to steal private information so that they can drain SNAP funds out of your account. And many people here in Flushing and Queens have experienced this already. Many who rely on SNAP fall victim to these skimmers every year, with criminals stealing money that people need to literally put food on the table. So this is a really cruel and disgraceful crime that will literally force people to go hungry. Last year, I worked with Congressmember Nydia Velázquez and Senator Jill Brand to get reimbursements for many of these victims. But it's important because that time frame of reimbursement is limited. It's important that we continue to raise awareness. We are working on federal legislation to enhance the type of technology that is on these cards so that they can't skim it so easily. Lastly, I wanted to talk quickly about an issue that has plagued many of our senior citizens, but everyone, not just our seniors. It's mail theft. You remember a few years ago, we had big mail theft from the blue mailboxes in this district. People were literally phishing other people's mails, checks, and personal information from the blue box. We convinced the Postal Service to change all the blue mailboxes in our district. They don't have a flap anymore, you can't fish it, but they have a slot. So that problem has largely improved. However, they're smart. They have gone on to the hunter green relay boxes. This is a problem that is more unique to urban areas like New York. People are stealing the mail directly from those green mailboxes. I've called on the Postal Service to address this issue. The Office of Inspector General just announced that he is going to conduct a mail theft investigation in the borough of Queens. And so we will wait to see what that results in. But in the meantime, I know that I'm really grateful for this opportunity with Ron and Neely and Self-Help, of course, to talk about. Oftentimes, that helps us to warn other people or even to catch other people in the process, and that can prevent something like that from happening to other people as well. But thank you for having me.
请你们举手哈，谁呢已经在给那个什么做那个怎么是给那个是人事券吗？是 food stamp scam 吗？是 food stamp scam right？ OK， 给那个有经过那个人事券的诈骗呢？我知道 Endure 有哈，都很多人都有的。OK， we help last month.
Well, a lot of people are holding, nodding and agreeing that they know someone. So it's becoming a major issue in the community. That's why we're here. And I thank my colleagues for taking this issue extremely seriously. I took someone very personal from the moment that there was a death all the way down to the SNAP office to restore those benefits and went through the process of how hard it is for an older adult. Every step of the way is very discouraging because you gotta wait in the line, you gotta get in this line, you gotta talk to someone here, and when you lose that $200, plus, it means the world to our older adults and vulnerable people. And the system is clearly not designed right now to help our people on the ground. So, I'm grateful for all the solutions that my colleagues have offered at the federal level, at the state level. I'm also grateful for ARP, who we partner with, who we fund to do our shredding events to make sure that we were able to get rid of valuable information in the proper way. But I also believe there's a lot more we can do to modernize our payment system in our state and government level. We have a system that is so outdated that when you go to the SNAP office and try to track down who's spending my money, there's no data. No one has the data they can track in real time. A simple modern system will allow us to make sure that something is wrong. We can alert you in real time, make sure we pause on that card, change the debit card number to protect the consumers. But right now, we're losing about $30 million a year at a state. to identity theft and these scams. And that's $30 million. If you don't hold these people accountable, they're just going to continue to walk away free. So that's why I'm grateful for the 109. I'm also grateful for Melinda Katz, our Queens District Attorney, who's taking this very seriously to go after these individuals who are stealing from our most vulnerable people, so we can send the strongest message that this is wrong and we're going to hold you accountable while we modernize our public payment system moving forward. Thank you so much.
Quite a bit here in the 109 precinct. The first one is a jewelry scam, where you get approached by a couple, they claim that they know you, you look like a relative of theirs, or they ask you for some directions, and then as a token of their appreciation to you, they try and offer you a piece of jewelry. As they're offering you this jewelry and they're trying to put it on you, they're removing your actual good jewelry, and you aren't even aware of this until after the fact. It's incredibly important. If anybody approaches you, anybody tries to make contact with you, make sure you keep them away. Yell, scream, make noise, draw attention to yourselves. We also have a lottery scam, where you're getting a phone call saying that you just won a lottery, and they ask for your bank account information to wire that money to you into your account. Never, ever, ever provide anybody, your bank information via the phone. There's a flat tire scam as well, where the bad guys will wait for you outside of the bank. When you're doing your banking, you do it withdrawal, and if you drive up to the bank, they'll wait by your car. They're going to make a little bit of damage to your tire of your vehicle, and they're going to follow you as your tire slowly begins to deflate. Once you realize that the tire is deflated, and you get out to examine it, they come over to try and offer help to help you out with the tire, and while you're distracted with the tire, they have a partner of theirs go and remove your property from your vehicle. There's ATM scams we see. Basically, you're in line at the ATM machine, somebody will be right over your shoulder and be trying to get your PIN number as you're entering your information. They will drop money on the floor and say to you, excuse me, I think you dropped this money. When you go to retrieve the money, they're withdrawing your debit card from the machine, and now they have your PIN number and your debit card, and they take off. Be extremely cognizant of what's going on around you. Be aware of your surroundings. There's also, in reference to the banks, there's a check scam going on, where someone will approach you and say they don't have enough money in their account, or their account's not working currently, and they offer you a check, and they ask you to cash the check for them, and they offer you part of that check as a thank you. That check will inevitably bounce, and you will be left with zero money, and they're going to have the money that you withdrew from your own account. A big scam we're seeing right now also is a roofing scam. It's a contractor scam. Someone approaches you, and they will state that they're a contractor, and they're either doing work at a neighbor's house, or as they were passing by, they saw some damage to your home that they feel is crucially important to get fixed, and they will quote you some very high money for that for the repair. Typically, they'll go up onto the roof, they'll work for a day, they're not going to do anything, they're going to come back, they may even come back to you and ask for more money, saying it's more of a repair than they initially thought, and at the end of the day, they're going to take your money and leave you with nothing but damage onto your roof. If anybody comes offering any kind of work, saying that you need anything done to your home, it is incredibly important that you go and get a second opinion, have another contractor come out, get written estimates, make sure that you vet that work actually needs to be done. The phone scams are still something we're seeing, and then they've mentioned you get a lot of phone calls claiming that they come from the tax department, they're from the police department, they are from another police department, not out of state, where maybe your family member is visiting and that your family member is in trouble and needs help. Nobody will ever call you on the phone and request money from you. Don't ever pay anybody that claims that you owe money for utility bills, for taxes, to bail a family member out of jail, or if they had a car accident and need to repair a vehicle. Always make sure that these calls are legitimate. You follow up on your own end, you contact the institution on your own. Credit card scams we're seeing a lot as well, where you're getting text messages and emails with click this link, your account has been compromised, or you owe money on some account. When you click that link, they're taking all your information, and now they have access to your accounts. If you get approached, if you get an email, if you get a text from your Chase account or your Citibank account, do not click that link, do not respond to that message. Instead, contact them with a number that you know and that you are confident is the proper number. We're also recently seeing an Easy Pass scam, where someone's calling you